Happy Wednesday.
Hey, everybody.
You get both of us plus Blakely this week for a 5-minute message.
Bonus.
She just was not being apart, so I think we're all blessed by her presence.
I agree.
So we hope you guys are doing well. We have another 5-minute message for you today. The last few weeks, I feel like our 5-minute messages have been trying to bring you hope, but they've been kind of like heavy topics.
It's a heavy time.
It's just a weird time, you know? But today our message is just a little bit lighter. And so our bottom line is just to choose joy.
Choosing joy.
Sounds easy, right? I think we all have faced situations probably where choosing joy is not as easy as it sounds. But our encouragement to you today is whatever we're facing, God gives us the opportunity to be able to lean into Him and to choose joy. So I was reflecting on my own life and just certain times where choosing joy was really difficult. And when I think back to when Jared was sick, if you know our story at all, that was a time that was really hard to choose joy. And I completely had to rely on God to be able to feel joy in my life and to find hope in that. And I think back also to when we were in the adoption process, and if you were around during that time and our first adoption fell through, that was another moment where I didn't want to choose joy. I just wanted to be sad and I wanted to wallow. But my relationship with Jesus is what got me through both of those seasons. And now looking back, I can see the ways that God worked and His amazing blessings and just how He worked through those pretty sad situations. And so I think in this time, whatever we're facing right now, isolation, maybe stress within our family, financial stress, anything that you might be facing, it feels impossible to choose joy maybe. But our encouragement to you today is that we can find our joy and our strength in Jesus, and that He can totally transform our lives to have us to really feel that joy from Him. So today we're going to be looking in the book of Psalms, and we're going to be reading the shortest psalm, which is Psalm 100. I'm going to be reading from the NIV if you want to follow along. It says, "Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before Him with a joyful song. Know that the Lord is God. It is He who made us, and we are His. We are His people, the sheep of His pasture. Enter His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise. Give thanks to Him and praise His name. For the Lord is good, and His love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations."
For me, I really have to remember that part, that the Lord is good and His love endures forever. When you live in the world and you see things that are broken and people are hurting and all this stuff going on, it is so easy to forget that God is good. Sometimes people want to attribute the heartbreak to God, and that's not what God's about at all. God's heart is actually breaking with us in our times where we really need to find a source of joy. And so God walks with us, His heart breaks with us, and the really cool thing is the promise is that His love will endure forever, and that if we seek Him, we have the ability to actually choose joy. It doesn't always fix everything. It doesn't always make everything better. But for me, I usually experience a peace that starts to root deep and down inside of me. And man, it is just so comforting, and I just have to keep looking to God for that peace and comfort. So I have to choose joy in those difficult times, and those times that Stephanie mentioned, man, was it difficult to choose joy a lot of the time. But that is what helps us, and that is how God helps us. And it's just really a special thing to be able to seek God and to actually make a choice to have joy in the midst of things that are hard and difficult and that are broken.
I think in choosing joy, like it says in verse 4, it says, "Enter His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise. Give thanks to Him and praise His name." A lot of times at Thanksgiving, you'll see us doing like thankfulness challenges, posting things that we're thankful for, talking about thankfulness a lot. But I know in my own life, sometimes I don't pause to even tell God thank you. I'm so on to the next thing by the time that my prayer is answered. And so our encouragement to you this week, in the midst of everything that's going on, in the places that you maybe are struggling to find joy, to sit and really reflect on what are you thankful for right now. When we did this earlier, like, I'm thankful that I get to spend so much time with my kids at home. Even if working from home is a little bit stressful with them, it is a joy, and I'm so thankful that I get this extra time with them, even though life is different than it usually is. So our encouragement to you is to sit down, think about what you're thankful for, and then in doing that, I bet that will help you to find joy this week.